know how crazy Vitaly gets. I can't go into detail with like how much he's paying me. I don't fucking question my life choices. You watch Vitaly, that's what you get. Y'all motherfuckers don't put food on my plate.
Yo! Let's go, bro.
Let's just be real about the response that that he actually made, just to make absolutely sure that whatever Vitaly does, Mr. Christopher Sly Kane Dantes will not be held responsible because he's not directly involved, even if his position as a cameraman puts him as an enabler. Okay? He's actually making it very clear that he is not to be held directly responsible for what happened at BGC because simply he wasn't in a position to intervene at any way. He just likes the money. He just likes the money, basically. There is an ethical problem there. All considering that he does like to actually have to only the money there. There is an ethical problem there. That is my issue with Mr. Christopher Sly Kane Dantes. I mean, look at this short. Look at this short.
You know how crazy Vitaly gets. I can't go into detail with like how much he's paying me. I don't fucking question my life choices. You watch Vitaly, that's what you get. Y'all motherfuckers don't put food on my plate.
Yo! Let's go, bro.
This is just... Look, there's no question that you're just trying to follow the terms of your own contract there. You're just trying to follow the terms of your own contract there, but let me just make it absolutely clear. There is still a fucking ethics problem, okay? There is still a very big ethics problem. I'm gonna make it absolutely clear. I'm gonna put a folder onto this short. Basically, Vitaly Zadorovetsky puts food onto Christopher Sly Kane Dantes' plate. That part is true because there was a contract. There was actually a contract. A part of the contract is fulfilled. A part of the contract given through cash is also fulfilled by Vitaly Zadorovetsky actually buying up the mattresses. If you don't know about the mattresses themselves, I should probably show you so that you guys don't have any problems in trying to find sources, okay? Because it makes sense. Let's just make sure. I'm just making sure that you guys know that it makes sense, at least. It's not in downloads, is it? Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Let me see if this is the one. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh my god, I found it. Hold on. I forgot. I actually was checking around. There was no need for me to actually keep the raw footage. But let me tell you, it is just hard to find. Nah, that's not gonna work. You know, 360 is fine. I'm not gonna be too hard on this. Let's see. 360, huh? And it's downloading. Holy shit. Okay. Good. Good to know. Okay. I thought that it would not actually come in, but apparently it was actually okay. You know, I wouldn't call it a short. You know what? Yeah. There's just a problem with his argument, bro. There is just a big problem with his argument. You don't tell yourself... Oh, God damn. I'm actually searching a few things, actually. That's why you've been hearing me actually get that around. Basically, this is just a copy. Okay? This is just a copy of the thing. There was actually a guy who was actually just recording everything, including Chicken Andy. Apparently, Sly Kane was one of his targets, apparently. Basically, the VOD.
Not funny. Oh, you guys are so... I'm not even gonna read. 4K bots, yeah. Yo mama is a bot. Can you call me? What are you doing? Can you call Andy? I need charge my phone. Do you have an extra bank?
Yeah, I do.
Sky, am I too much for you? Fuck no.
No.
You worried about you?
That's my cardio, bro.
No. I'm saying I'm not embarrassing you or anything, right? It's Vitaly. You know what you signed up for. And the first day you said, "Be myself," and I'm being myself.
Exactly.
And guess what? They're still watching.
Even if they're still watching, they're watching to actually gather evidence against this piece of shit. Who still humiliated Filipinos in front of a camera, broadcasted it, bro. Let me just take you to the actual moments where it happened. Honestly, okay? Actually, no. I don't think I can show it. Can I show it? Like, basically, do you think... Okay, I cannot show it entirely because this video... This one is not the... This one is not entirely... It's not the actual one. Jeez. I lost it! Dude, I lost it! Oh, wait! I have a video. I have the video, but it's on my thing. Okay. Yeah. This is something that you guys gotta see. Alright? Definitely, it should be... It should be repeated. For how many times already? It has to be repeated. To remind people the kinds of content that you should not... that you should not actually cheer for. It is bad. Don't cheer for that shit. Absolutely don't cheer for that shit. Where is the clip? Because I'm going to make sure that I show the clip. I don't think I removed it, but... Yeah, here it is. Okay, here we go. This is a video that I actually had to put out there because these are the moments where it actually happened. These are the moments where it actually happened. Kept disturbing people. Then he also attempted to touch authoritative assets, basically vehicles. Okay? Basically, that's what's happening. Okay? That was what was happening, and basically he thinks that there will be no repercussions for this. They're just sure that he won't be able to steal that bike because he doesn't have the key to it. Basically, he's just a troll. See, more of the stunts, more of the disturbances, more of the cringe moments that he makes. See? And during this entire time, after taking his entire family, Christopher Sly Kane's family, to BGC, he watched and made sure to point the camera at Vitaly Sidorovetsky and doing this. He might not be legally liable because of his contract, and at the same time, he is not to intervene at any way in regards to any action taken by Vitaly Sidorovetsky. But that does not mean there are no ethics concerns. IRL streaming has been shaken after this, and at the same time, other incidences of IRL streams turning into public nuisances, making sure that other countries that actually crack down against nuisance streamers. And Vitaly Sidorovetsky, who is currently jailed right now, is no exception. He is a nuisance streamer. Absolutely. He then takes this hat.
General in town, motherfuckers.
Basically, he's just...
A problem? You have a problem?
He has a massive problem with authority, Vitaly Sidorovetsky. And this guy has been allowed to actually go in. But he has a freaking problem. He is not even screened. Well, I cannot fault the Philippine government for not doing so. They have other priorities in mind, such as making sure that our leadership is well-rounded to the point that we're rigid but not too sharp. We're rigid to a point, but we are also fair. We cannot do that if there are disturbances like this piece of shit, making problems, big problems when it comes to our psyche, okay? When it comes to our psyche being disturbed like hell, dude. That's why the justice system had to do something immediately. All right?
No.
Look at this. Look at this.
Yes. No. What are you gonna do?
Hello. Hello.
He wants to stop the recording and the broadcast. Okay.
Hello. Papa, paparazzi, you are messing was on a paparazzi. Paparazzi. Papa.
All Sly Kane is just doing is just holding the camera. He's definitely not involved. Look at this.
Paparazzi.
See?
You are my queen. Paparazzi.
Basically, cameraman is not being harassed actually by the security guard. The security guard is only just wanting to make sure that the camera is not pointed at him. Can you follow him with that? No, you cannot.
Following us, bye. Paparazzi. Paparazzi. Papa.
It is so cringe, bro.
That way.
It is so cringe what Vitaly has actually been doing this entire time, bro. Even if he's giving money, he's only doing that to flex and just show people that he has money to give. That's the only reason why he came to the Philippines. Only to showboat and just tell people he's got a reputation. If this is all his reputation is going to get him comfortable with, to the point that he would actually start harassing civilians. Really, that's the kind of thing that he would do. The end game. This is the end game of it all. After giving all the riches he could, right?
You ready to run? Ready to run. Ready to run.
Basically, he grabs a mask. Mall property, mall assets.
You're gonna call mall security with that one.
Yeah. And he doesn't care.
I'm gonna fucking rob you if you keep walking away. I want to give you money. No, okay. Yeah. Okay, because you got a COVID mask, you liberal fuck. Go get your vaccine.
This is who the cameraman is actually following. Under contract, basically. Okay? Under contract. Yeah. Look at this.
Go get your vaccine.
Hello.
Good morning.
You know, people would just take him as a crazy guy. If he doesn't have a camera, people would just take him as a crazy guy. But considering that he has a camera and that he is capturing, and that his cameraman is capturing everything, of course, he would only be a clout chaser, and a very harmful clout chaser at that. The Philippines is business oriented. We're still trying to develop ourselves. We're not perfect, sure, but you don't get to harass and humiliate our own locals. You don't do that. Okay? This is just him. This is just Vitaly Zadorovetsky getting noticed and wanting to get noticed, regardless of what other people say. Okay?
Yeah. Whew, damn, this is fucking cardio today, chat. Ain't that some
Hold it, just film it.
All right, shit, man.
Boss, let me see.
Oh my God, so many laws have been broken today.
So many laws have been broken today, yet you're still tied to the contract and you're comfortable with it. That's why you're comfortable explaining that people give him money because there was a contract, and the chat does not give him money. The chat doesn't stop Sly Kane. That makes sense too, but there is still an ethics problem there.
Holy shit.
Yo, look at this.
What the fuck?
Look at this. Look, hey, boss! Shush!
Yeah. Everything about this
So,
thing.
I know my end, because like it's very, very, like difficult on my end, because like I'm doing this for work. You know how crazy Vitaly gets. Like that's how it is. Like, you watch Vitaly, that's what you get. Like the crazy shit. Like so. When it comes to turning this camera off, it's just been very, very difficult for me, man, because my chat knows. Like the people in my chat really know. Like it's fucking hard, bro. No, I don't fucking question my life choices. Y'all motherfuckers don't put food on my...
You know, it's strange that you actually say that you don't question your own life choices when, let me just remind you, dude, you lost your entire YouTube channel because you don't care about the kinds of harm that comes to your socials. Let me just tell you again. You open something on Gmail. You open something on your Gmail that was clearly phished. And your entire YouTube channel got wiped. Your entire YouTube channel got wiped. You don't care about your choices. Dude, it's either you allowed hackers to remove your YouTube channel by making it a starbase iteration, or you actually removed it yourself. But I believe you. I believe you because that notification was live. That notification that I saw back then was live. It is not an image. Okay? If it were a doctored image, I would see it. But no. It came from another person's hand also. Okay?
My play. Tapos di na siya, kaya hindi ko pwede patayin. Pero sabi ko, kung sir, syempre ako taga dito, alam ko yung rules syempre. Siya kasi, syempre, binabayaran niya ako para magganito eh. So sabi ko, yun na lang kasi pag sinatay ko to, kung sisiraan ako.
I think Christopher Sly Kane Dantes here was having a conversation with one of his other family members. So I think his son yata. I think it's a son or nephew, if I'm right. I don't know what the boy's name is, but yeah, son or nephew, if I'm right. He has it. He has one. Anyway, this is where we definitely should remind you guys that even if you are not breaking any laws, but you are supporting a nuisance streamer and a public nuisance considering, there is still an ethics problem because of what you were involved with. Because of simply what you were involved with. Okay? There is still an ethics problem to this. So, take a look at what... there's something that Vitaly says over here. Give me a moment here, okay? Let me just try to find it first. Then you guys will understand that this may be a premeditated stunt to make sure that when he does get arrested, he does get more exposure, but what he didn't expect was him absolutely staying longer than he wanted to, thus flattening him in like a pancake, making him lose all muscle enhancing shit on his body. This is something that that Vitaly Zadorovetsky said. So let me look for it first. I'm still actually going through the footage. All I just hear is making sure that there is gambling involved. I just hate how streaming is now being intertwined with gambling, depending on the platform, bro. Kick might be a good alternative to everything else, but it still encourages gambling for some reason. It's just, that's an ugly chapter. That is an ugly chapter in life, bro. Actually televising your own gambling, and Christopher Sly Kane Dantes is not holding back when it comes to gambling either. Okay? He was in Kick for a while. I mean, goddamn. It is embarrassing. This is not exactly what I'm looking for, but listen to this.
Dear Jesus Lord, I don't even know where to start right now. It's not even about me winning a lot of money right now.
Yeah, it's not about him winning a lot of money. Funny you should mention it. You've been spending a lot, you've been giving a lot, but not because you love people and you found this purpose in life. It's you earning through your luck. That's not a good way of earning, bro.
What you've given me in life. First, I want to thank you for an amazing, beautiful day. That I woke up today healthy. I got my arms moving. I got my legs moving. The chat woke up with me. I want to thank you for me being able to afford to eat good. While there's some people starving around the world, but they won't be starving for long because I'm going to do whatever is possible and feed as many families as possible for as long as I'm alive and do better for the world. Thank you for Kane, God. Thank you for Anne. Thank you for Mary. Thank you for their beautiful kids, introducing them. I pray to God that you keep them healthy, successful, that they will, not when or if, not if, when they will make it in their music careers. I hope you keep pushing them to strive for their goals, and no matter who doubts them, no matter who doubts the chat, that you're always going to be there for them. I have never received so many blessings in my life as soon as I accepted you. I'm only 1 year old. I was reborn, and this is what you've given me.
You know, funny that you should actually say that, Mr. Vitalis Dorovetsky, during a prayer. Let me just remind you, what you're trying to achieve, every lasting methodology that you take definitely is not every time justified. The ends do not justify the means. Maybe focus more. Maybe focus more there. But no, I don't think you actually took that in mind. But so we're at a point in which you're at a much more messier time in your life, being stuck in the Philippine correctional system. Really.
Lord, forget about the winnings. It's not about the money. It's about my new purpose in life is helping people. It's about my fulfillment with you and the joy and reading the Bible and reading the worship music. I never believed in it, and here you are. You accepted me as one of your sons, and I can't thank you more than enough. Thank you for my mom. Thank you for keeping her healthy, strong. Thank you for keeping my grandma healthy and strong. Thank you for providing food and families and all the blessings for all the people in the chat. Thank you to Steak. Thank you to Eddie for giving me an opportunity. I cannot thank you to the whole world. I hope you provide peace to the world. I hope you heal everybody with their wounds and depression. I hope you give people everything that they've asked for. I apologize. I'm sorry for all the good and the bad. I promise you I will stop cursing. Please, dear Lord, help me with my anger issues. Please help me with my stress. Please help me find a beautiful wife that actually loves me for who I am, not for my money.
Unfortunately, people are always going to associate you with your money because you keep using it. You used it to hire your own lawyer. You used it to sell your own properties while you were actually jailed. You're letting people understand that everything about you just revolves around money. And how would you make others believe otherwise, huh? How would you make others believe otherwise? You ask yourself that while you're in there, huh? You ask yourself that while you're in there.
Not for my fame, who is loyal, honest, smart, and beautiful, like Anne. Dear Father the Lord, I hope you get me off nicotine. That's my last ask. And in Jesus' name, I'm not going to say amen yet because I'm not done. Because I love talking to you. You're present right now, and I can feel you're present. And I just want to thank you for every single thing. There's a reason why I hit rock bottom. There's a reason why I hit rock bottom.
Well, there's a reason why you hit rock bottom indeed. Have you ever thought that your own choices let you hit rock bottom, and that you only got into toxic substances that eventually led you to make choices that might not seem your own, but you let it happen because all the dirty substances are in you? Have you ever thought how you hit rock bottom and how you could have actually prevented it? Have you thought of that, bro? No, you haven't. And where did it land you? It landed you in jail.
So I can meet you and start a new life. And I've never cried on camera like this, and I'm crying because you're present, and I feel your presence, and I have the goosebumps. And whoever is in the chat is an atheist like I used to be.
Boo fucking who? Boo fucking who? All you just needed to do was be humble. And you tell others who don't believe in your cause as atheists. What if I actually tell you, Mr. Vitaly Zadorovetsky, that there are more people, that there could be more people who could actually practice your religion and are just silently disgusted by what you're actually doing, but what you're actually really showing while you were still in the Philippines? I understand that the littlest of things during your presence in the Philippines could actually land you into jail, but you know why? The very thing that actually landed you in jail was the highlight as to how people perceive you are. It's because you wanted all the attention to yourself. You wanted all of it to go to you. That is a toxic way of gaining attention, and never the best way of making a good impression. I can understand that you were only trying to do right by the Filipino people, by our locals here, but it is never a good thing to make an impression starting with being a cloud chaser and starting with being a disruption, a societal disruption. I do not feel sorry for you one bit of going to jail. I do not feel sorry for you one bit of going to jail. And this prayer is going to fall on deaf ears. It is absolutely going to fall on deaf ears. It's never going to help you, Mr. Vitaly Zadorovetsky. We're skipping right to where the statements are.
Thank you for everything.
Amen.
Yes.
Praise to the Most High. Amen. Amen. Now that's heartfelt shit. Amen. Wow.
Sly Kane, you don't know what the hell you're saying. Shut the hell up, bro.
Lovely prayer. Love it. Lovely prayer.
Sorry, Chad. I never cried on camera before. Like, as soon as I started praying, I just started crying.
Because it's from the heart, that's why. It's from the heart, that's why.
And it's not only from the heart, he's present. He was here. He was touching me on my shoulders.
You sure it's not the drugs actually doing that to you? Because I swear to God, I would actually think that you would want a manifestation of God to appear or be present right next to you only if you want it to happen. Because let's just be real, desires count for everything, but you only actually believe in the omnipotent if you want the omnipotent to actually listen to you and work for you. And of course, look where it got you. Look where it got you, Mr. Vitaly Zadorovetsky.
Calming me down, because I could ball out. I wanted to ball out. Anyways, let's get some beds and have a W day.
Have a lovely day, yeah.
Thank you, Jesus, for another day. Thank you for all the blessings. Thank you for having food, steak. Thank you for the chat. I hope you keep them safe. And you already know we're going to do this every day. Oh, they say I'm crying because I won $40,000. Crying because I won $40,000. Can you believe that? Do I even acknowledge that?
They're sorry.
No, they say I'm crying because I won $40,000. I've been winning $40,000 and losing it every fucking single day, okay?
This is what I hate about streaming and gambling. They are relentless when it comes to spending. And he's only crying because, yeah, I believe because he's losing a lot of money. Bro. There's no such thing as ascension past material wants. There is no such thing as ascension past material wants. Seriously. You may not be a common guy, but even less common guys don't think this way.
I fucking, people are so jealous. I'm not even gonna read the chat. Why am I even acknowledging the hate? They're still fucking watching, right? They're still fans.
You still think that viewers still don't think, right? You still think that your viewers still don't think, and that you're only reacting, they cannot pass anything to you, and that if ever they try to pass something to you, you can just simply block them. You think it is because... Okay, let me just repeat it.
People are so shallow. I'm not even gonna read the chat. Why am I even acknowledging the hate? They're still fucking watching, right?
Here is the thing. I know you cannot please everybody. I know you cannot please everybody, and you don't want to entertain the hate that people are giving you because of the content that you're showing and the content you've recently shown, because this happened. This restaurant scene here happened after the harassment and humiliation of civilians and security guards. Okay? People would definitely hate you for it because absolutely you were disrespectful. And it shows because you have a camera on you and you want people to see it. And more people have seen it because people have seen it live streamed. Of course, the hate will be so amplified to the point that it will not even save you. And yes, it does not save you. You got convicted days after.
They're still fans. They're still gonna, of course, they're still gonna meet me there in public and say, I can't ask you for a picture. Same people. Can we get a check, please, boss?
No. The ones who actually meet you, Mr. Vitaly Zadorvetsky, are the ones who are not aware of your absolutely heinous stunts. You are a public menace who deserves to be forgotten, bro.
Yes, sir.
Or can you mute it? I'll tell them my room number.
Okay.
Next country. That 40K, you know where that 40K is gonna go? Do you know where? Back to the poor.
Back to the poor.
Back to the poor. Back to the next country. Back to the next destination. I sleep on my mom's couch, bro, in Miami. Do I have a Richard Mille? I could go buy a Rolex right now. Does that matter for me? No, nothing. I have a V chain, diamond chain that I got for my birthday. A little $5,000 necklace. This guy, Babara, shout out to you. He gave it to me. That's all I have. I used to have a $150,000 watch. Jeez. I used to fucking make it rain at the strip club. What is that? That's emptiness. That's emptiness. That's emptiness. And you know, yesterday I went for a walk here alone. Guess what? I met some fans and they're like, hey, Vitaly, I haven't seen you post on YouTube in a long time. It's like a beautiful big family, like, you know, adults. We haven't seen you post on YouTube anymore. I was like, well, how has your life been? Guess what? I told him about Jesus Christ. Like, wait, what? Oh, they were no. He had a Bible this big in his hand. He's like, we're all Christians. We're talking about a Bible right now. Look what God's doing, yeah.
He's not posting on his YouTube channel because he is hiding stuff that he should not show. He's hiding stuff that he should not show. And he's been streaming exclusively on Kick. Because considering that Kick is able to remove VODs after a certain amount of time, after a certain number of streams, this is why he is not posting on YouTube. Because absolutely, Google and YouTube will not remove videos unless the actual owner of the YouTube channel does it himself. Or his manager, probably. Or if there's a violation, YouTube's going to do it themselves. But they're not going to do it. Only the content creator does it. So anything that the content creator does or makes public will stay public as long as he wants it to. That's the good thing about YouTube. On Kick, however, every one of his streams can get removed after a certain amount of time, after a certain number of streams are done on that certain Kick channel. This is why he is not putting anything on YouTube, because he doesn't want to expose things that could actually lead him to any heinous crime, to anything that tells him of what he is. Here's the thing. It makes him look like a coward. He's supposed to broadcast himself. That's what the YouTube channel is supposed to be for. You're supposed to be giving bits of yourself. That's the point. That is the actual point of it. And not doing that for some time actually removes you from a certain community always looking forward to hearing more from you. You make sure that as a content creator, you keep people apprised if they're actually following you. You keep people apprised of what you're doing, even if it is a short thing for a week or two or for a month. You make absolutely sure that people are given some sort of relief that they would hear from you again. He removed himself from YouTube, even if the YouTube channel is still up right there. Even if the YouTube channel is up right there, he removed himself from posting on YouTube because he doesn't want to do things that will incriminate him and shit. Because he is not that type to be incriminated and shit, because he's not an idiot either. That means he knows that he's doing some stuff that might not present itself as okay with the law. This is what is happening. He is no longer a content creator. He is a clout chaser for real, always comfortable with the fact that he earns, and at the same time, all evidence of any dumb shit that he's done and all bad shit that he's done is being removed. That the actual comfort in that is staying with him as long as he's streaming on Kick. And that's the bad thing about Kick. There is no easy way to get the videos on demand because Kick also wants to strip people of transparency. They want to strip people of transparency. The only way that you can actually record things or incidents off a video on demand is either use a third-party extension for browsers, or record them off the streams yourself using a screen capture software like the open broadcasting software. Basically, that's why he's off YouTube. He's covering up his dumb and bad shit, and he's only just a clout chaser. That's what he was doing before. He was a clout chaser, but he has a more creative and legitimate stancing. But when live streaming became more expanded, Vitaly Zadorevsky made sure to take the opportunity. He made sure to make himself go viral, and he stayed in the viral platforms. He doesn't go to YouTube anymore. He doesn't want to make the rest of his crimes last. That's what he's doing. He's hiding shit that he should not. He is hiding shit that he should not. And guess what? It cost him. It cost him huge, bro.
And then you want to say when the camera.
Basically, I'm just looking at shit, okay? He's watching, apparently this user is actually watching other streams. Hold on.
Right, and then you want to say when the camera.
He's watching an Ice Poseidon stream too. Okay, got it. So let's get back.
Here, open that one too.
Give me a moment here.
Orgasm. I fucking called it. Woo! I knew it. I fucking knew it.
With me then, to get the more viewers. And then you can get KCIP.
Well, I was the Penny Hotel.
Well, we're not done. I'm not done, bro.
I'm not done. Okay.
Here you go.
Okay, back in.
Ma'am, where's the lady? Bring the lady. Don't say anything out loud. Go. Take care of it, bro. What does he want?
Honey,
No, wow. For their dinner, but they don't want to. So guess what? Today's your lucky day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How much is 11?
$200.
200. Here you go. This is for you. No, this is do whatever you want. This is for you. If you want to split it with the team, this is for you. I tipped him, and you know what? No, this is for you, please.
You see the kinds of problems that he has when it comes to his own ethics. Vitali's own ethics are so screwed to the point that he keeps giving money that he should not, making him look like he's a rich guy. But let me just tell you, there is a point to him actually changing people's lives, but does he change how people actually conduct by themselves to help entire communities instead? Does he do that? He only shows them all goodwill, but no substance in the goodwill. He keeps telling himself that what he's doing is God's work. He has a very screwed up way in claiming what is God's work. This is screwed up, okay? He might be tipping for a good cause, but his goodwill does not have enough substance. It does not have enough substance. He might think he does, but all he is just appearing to be is a guy who was actually rich. That might be an opportunity for Filipinos to actually get his money, but that should never be the only thing that others see you as. If you really want to make change, you gotta do more than just giving money. You gotta do more than just giving money.
Thank you, Sir Vitali.
You're welcome. Listen. You're welcome. This is for your
Smile. That's why.
somebody come.
Or is this real shit?
He keeps eating here because, yeah, it's fine. I guess this guy who's actually watching.
Difficult on my end because, like, I'm doing this for work. You know how crazy Vitaly gets. Like, that's how it is. Like, it's fucking hard, bro.
Man, I'm home tonight. Her flight's at 10 p.m. I took care of my mom. We'll go to the mattress store. I took care of my mom. I let her know she
They were supposed to leave for Manchester at some point. Yeah.
was worried about the bags. She was worried about the car. I gave her cash. I just paid her.
Considering that the Philippine authorities were only starting to to notice him, they must have gotten a hold of his flight details.
Her car. I just paid off her Mercedes
That's why they intercepted him as he was about to leave.
Benz with my winnings. So I just paid off my mom's car. What else? My mom is taken care of. I extended her room till tomorrow so she can rest her feet. She's really tired. Her feet hurt. So okay. Mom is taken care of. I love my. Okay.
Basically, the other footage that you're actually seeing right here. The others right here are just related to the other footage that related here is just him buying stuff for the Datus family, and for this guy who's I'm not sure who he is, but okay, cool. That's actually fine. He actually got lucky because he was given stuff. Okay, he was given freebies. Usually, every one of us needs freebies, but seriously, be careful of who you receive it from. Okay, before we continue, let me just try to find some stuff first. Okay, something caught my attention. There's a video called Breaking. Vitaly just lost his last chance to escape. This is coming from Myst, MYST. I think it's a good time I actually hear from this. This might have been published 3 weeks ago, but this still means something.
So as of now, Vitaly is still sitting in a Filipino jail months after his arrest, even though, according to a report released a little bit over a month ago, almost all of his charges against Vitaly have been dropped. According to Neil, this is not true, and simply a misleading article that's been echoed around.
In jail and prison right now, and people are saying once the prisoners find out what he did and how he disrespected the country, they might try to kill him in jail.
Vitaly Zodorovetsky has once again failed to escape and is now desperately trying to get out of the Philippine jail where he's currently being held. His deportation has been put on hold, according to several sources, but
that's right.
No one really knows if it's actually happening or not. After losing most of his money, including a big chunk in a crypto scam, Vitaly has very...
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! He was begging for cash after a massive crypto scam fallout. He wasn't praying at that restaurant just because he is trying to reflect on shit. He lost a lot of money. Oh my god.
Little left. Authorities are reportedly trying to keep a close eye on him as rumors swirl. This time, the claims about dropped charges turned out to be false. Vitaly Zodorovetsky is now facing brutal jail time in the Philippines. I'll give you the latest updates today. Stay tuned. It's been almost half a year now since Vitaly Zodorovetsky got stuck in the Philippines, and after Johnny Somali, Vitaly has become one of the most concerning cases. It's starting to look like countries are targeting these infamous names to make an example out of them. Meanwhile, there are people who are desperately trying to help Vitaly escape, and they're openly criticizing the Philippines and its authorities, just like Johnny Somali's ally Hank Yu, who publicly humiliated the Philippine authorities.
Philippines is kind of a joke, honestly. Like, don't fuck around there.
No, the walls are closing in, Mr. Hank Yu. You know, I'm really surprised to actually hear Hank Yu himself actually criticize the Philippines when South Korea is actually after him. Shut the hell up, Hank Yu. You don't represent South Korea's best interest. You have no right to speak on how the law treats certain individuals. They treat you the same way because simply you were an ally of one of these nuisances.
Yeah, sure, but that entire country's kind of a joke. I'm sorry, I have no respect for Philippines.
Okay.
Like, almost none, but like, you know, that country is like a joke, man. Like, that country is... Bro, Philippines tries to go against China.
What do you expect? The Chinese keep hoarding our territory. The problem is they keep harassing our fishermen just because China wants to. What's the first thing that the Philippines did, and they were transparent with it? Actually ground a ship to hold the line. We were desperate, but at the same time, those seas are also our sovereignty. China, and no matter what we do, even grounding a ship at a certain part of the Philippine area of responsibility, they're never going to recognize it. The Philippines is obviously going to go against China because absolutely the Philippines hates China for actually harassing them and belittling the Philippines just another archipelago to be conquered. You don't know what you're saying, Hank Yu. You absolutely hate the Philippines for all the hollow reasons, bro.
And contest, they still lie.
Did you see what Hank Yu said about the Philippines? Do you think that's some kind of joke? If any Filipinos are watching this video, tell the truth. What Hank Yu said about Filipinos was actually a lie. The whole situation seems influenced by Vitaly's camp, trying to humiliate or pressure the authorities so he can escape. Now, new updates are coming in saying that Vitaly's condition in jail is actually very bad. You can even hear more about it from the creator, Atozi.
True. Instead, I decided to reach out to attorney Neil, who's a Filipino-based attorney who I actually interviewed on this channel previously. So as of now, Vitaly is still sitting in a Filipino jail months after his arrest, even though, according to a report released a little bit over a month ago, almost all of his charges against Vitaly have been dropped.
Yes.
According to Neil, this is not true. And
I had a feeling that there were articles being spun. Yeah.
And simply a misleading article that's been echoed around. Because he's still being held in jail after that live stream stunt in Manila where he allegedly stole a security guard's hat, allegedly tried to grab for a firearm.
Vitaly's situation is really unpredictable. Sometimes it's reported that he's about to be deported, and other times it's said that the dropped charges were false. No one actually knows the real story. When Vitaly couldn't make a fair transaction or settlement, authorities may have refiled the charges, which means the earlier claims of dropped charges have backfired. But it doesn't end there. You might remember a viral video about Vitaly's current condition, where one of his friends claimed he went to the jail to bring Vitaly some food. Just imagine how bad his situation must be in there.
Okay, so I'm just here with some food for Vitaly. I got him 2 chicken burgers, chicken burgers, and I put a note in there giving him my advice and dark predictions, how he can get himself out of this. And that's all we can do for now. Apparently, it's really difficult to actually go in there without being a family or a lawyer. We contacted the lawyers, we contacted some judges. I did all I could. I did everything I could. Apparently, the only thing I can do now is bring him some food and bring him that note.
This clearly shows that Vitali's team, his friends, and even his mother are still trying to help him escape. They haven't given up hope and are continuing to communicate with him. But now, the Philippine authorities seem to be playing a different game. Rumors are swirling everywhere. Some of Vitali's friends claim they had spoken with him in jail and even tried to arrange an interview. If that actually happened, it would be the first time we could hear Vitali's own voice and intentions from inside. But according to the Philippine authorities, no one is currently allowed to talk with him, meaning that interview never took place.
I was just doing the best of what I had. You know, I couldn't do the interview that I wanted to do, but I could bring him food. So why would I just say, oh, well, I can bring him food, I can't see him, but nah, I should just leave him, you know? So I decided to bring him some food.
Now, you might ask why the Philippine authorities don't want any interviews with Vitali to happen right now. Legally, it might be possible or it might not, no one really knows for sure, but there could be another reason. From the beginning, many people have pointed out how much corruption allegedly exists inside Philippine jails.
Millions of pesos in bribes over the course of his detention. This is just the way prisons work. Money talks, especially behind bars.
It's possible that since Vitali can't make a fair settlement right now, and because his mother has already lost a lot of money in these transactions,
there are scams after scam after scam that his mother is getting involved in, and unfortunately, it's losing both of them money. Whatever she does to actually try to get back to the Philippines, to actually try to get Vitali out, it will never work. It will never work because the charges stick.
the authorities might be afraid. If Vitali speaks publicly about the jail's internal situation, it could expose serious problems and make things worse, especially given the country's unstable political climate. From what we've heard directly from Filipinos, they believe Vitali wouldn't even survive 1 year in that kind of prison. Guys, if you're from the Philippines, let me know in the comments if this is true or not. Even people like Neon have said that Vitali's chances of surviving a Philippine prison are very, very thin.
Bro, okay? And y'all can get mad at me, you can say what you want. Bro, I had this fear in my heart when I dealt with a situation in a certain country, and this is the worst feeling in the world. Being in a third world country, being in a country that isn't run the same as the U.S., it's so scary, bro. It really is, bro. It really is scary, man. The things he did were so dumb. He is in jail for 2 to 3 years before he even gets to fucking trial. Trial takes months, bro. Vitali is fucked, bro. Vitali is actually. I'm being completely honest. Vitali is
Now it actually looks like Neon was totally right. Nearly a year has passed, and Vitali is still stuck in the Philippines with no confirmation of deportation. Everything remains up for debate, and many people are saying Vitali may be completely stuck there, just like Johnny Somali. I think Vitali is now facing the full consequences of his reckless and dangerous behavior. Disrespecting others has only made his situation worse.
Your choices are what makes you. Your choices are what makes you. And you keep deluding yourself to the point that God actually helps you. No. The only thing that you're doing is trying to manifest God when you want him to. That's always been your problem, Vitaly Sidorovetsky. You don't manifest God next to you. Have you, Vitaly, have you even looked into the fact that whoever you treat in this world, that is how you treat God himself? Have you ever thought of that? Because to me, that seems important. Even to me, that actually seems important to me, okay? I don't start fights. I don't make bad conversation. I don't start with a bad subject to actually provoke people to actually attack me of shit. Because as much as possible, I treat people the same. I treat some people are more special than others, sure, but as much as possible, I don't become aggressive at any point in any encounter, at any situation, unless there is a provocation. What he is doing, Vitali is doing right here, is straight up was straight up provocative. What he did was straight up provocative. That's a completely different type of person right there. He is not religious at any point. And even if he seems religious, it's only religious up to a fault. It is never for legitimate reasons. Seriously.
Even Atozi once exposed how Vitaly humiliated him. Vitaly mocked Atozi by questioning that as Atozi has 1,000 subscribers because Atozi had called out Vitaly's reckless behavior.
Who's the creator that talked about me?
Atozi, but he's
Atozi, what? He has like 1,000 subscribers?
no. He's got like 1 million, so he's not.
Wow.
Did you see how Vitaly used to humiliate other creators, just like Johnny Somali, always provoking and attacking them, even threatening legal action? He even targeted Atozi multiple times, allegedly making death threats as well. Vitaly ended up in this situation because of his reckless and dangerous behavior and mindset. But the main concern from the beginning has been his condition in jail. Vitaly's last picture from inside his cell confirmed that he's not the same as before. His health has gotten much worse because Vitaly got thrown into real prison. Not the overnight holding cell type, but actual facilities where he was surrounded by dangerous inmates. And once those inmates figured out what he did to Filipinos, you can just imagine how that went.
In jail and prison right now, and people are saying once the prisoners find out what he did and how he disrespected the country, they might try to kill him in jail.
That was very good luck for him, that he didn't stay longer in the main prison of the Philippines.
Sorry. My mic was off for a bit there. Let's just be real. Vitaly, it's a good thing that he did not stay. It's a good thing he did not stay. He did not stay in one place. Because if he did stay in one place, if he just only stayed in one place, yeah, he is gonna be dog food instantly. Just like that. He's gonna be dog food so instantly. But yeah, it's a good thing that he wasn't. Because he was brought back to the DILG. He think he posted bail, but that's not how it works. There are still charges looming on him. So yeah.
There are people saying that Philippine prisons are actually run by prison leaders and full of politics, and if Vitaly had gone there, the prisoners might have taken money from him as blackmail, or done other things, like some creators said. It was actually very good luck for him that he even bribed before when he felt this kind of thing could happen, and he was transferred to the Immigration Detention Center, which was a bit safer, but even from there, Vitaly kept the drama going, and that's where...
Oh yeah, I forgot. BI, not DILG. Bureau of Immigration. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Sorry about that. Okay.
Where things stand right now. Vitaly Zidorovetsky went from being one of the most outrageous pranksters online to sitting inside a Philippine jail cell, his health declining and his future completely uncertain. For months we've been hearing rumors about deportation, dropped charges, and secret interviews, but the truth is nothing's been confirmed. Whether you support him or not, this story is a hard reality check about how fast reckless behavior can spiral out of control. The same fame and shock tactics that once made Vitaly millions are now the very reasons he's facing some of the darkest days of his life. We'll keep following this situation closely and bring you updates as soon as they're verified.
Sorry, the next thing that I actually hear about this is that apparently his mom got involved. I think went to the Philippines too to try and actually get him out, but it might not have worked. But other than that, I have no other updates at the moment because that last bit of news about his mom getting involved has been from 2 weeks ago. So even I don't know what the heck is happening at the moment. So here we are at a point in which we get back to Christopher Sly Kane Dantes. Does he at all even think once? Does he at all think once of where Vitaly had went, how Vitaly conducted himself, and what effect Vitaly has on with the people he actually harassed? Did Christopher Sly Kane Dantes did he make absolutely sure to see what Vitaly had done? Because let me just be absolutely clear about this. Even if he was not physically involved, even if he was not physically involved with Vitaly's actions, he was still there. He was still there because by contract, he was only supposed to hold the camera. He's being paid for it too. That's the only reason why he's there. So yeah, it's a good thing. Oh man, I am a bit careless when it comes to keeping VODs. I thought that VOD would not be used anymore, but yeah. There is a tiny bit of there's a tidbit inside the video on demand that actually says that Vitaly Zidorovetsky is aiming to be arrested anytime in Asia, most likely in the Philippines, because of what he's doing right now. Because no, not right now. Back then, before he got arrested, nearing the end of March at PGC, because of what he's done, he's made sure of it. He's made absolutely sure of it. He's harassed security guards. He's harassed other people who've actually been going around there at the same time. Basically, he became a public menace because his actual platform is made available to authorities almost immediately. Okay? He got arrested, yada, yada, yada. Everything that actually happened up to now was because of his choices. Now, my question to Mr. Christopher Sly Kane Dantes, even if he was involved, even if you were involved via contract to hold the camera for Mr. Vitaly Zdorowetsky, have you ever once addressed on YouTube? I don't care if your account was deleted. You make a new one. You make a fucking new one. And address this as much as you could. There is an ethics issue with your argument that you're only going to do what needs to be done to earn you money in regards to Vitaly Zdorowetsky because you were in a contract. There is a big problem with your argument. Okay, let me just remind you, Mr. Christopher Sly Kane Dantes, let me just remind you, you and Vitaly have complaints back then, back at the end of March and at the beginning of April. Unjust vexation, a catch-all Philippine offense for acts that unjustly annoy or vex someone. It's been used for public annoyance cases. It also touches upon the Cybercrime Prevention Act because the humiliation of different Filipinos and other people in public service and other people in the community. Yes, the Cybercrime Prevention Act also gets touched by this, Mr. Dantes. It can apply when online conduct crosses into cyber libel, harassment, or related content-based offenses. Let me just tell you, I don't care if you got represented and you eventually got yourself defended, but let me just tell you, those were still serious charges, and we never heard anything about your legal status because you refused to talk to your own chat about your own legal problems because of what happened, because NBI was also doing inquiries in regards to you. Okay? Prosecutors can argue filming, provoking, or facilitating the public humiliation stunt was part of the wrongful conduct. PH Press reports show those exact complaints have already been lodged. If evidence shows you, Mr. Dantes, intentionally assisted, encouraged, coordinated, or failed to stop planned unlawful acts, they were not planned, they were not coordinated, they were not encouraged either. And yes, you did not, Mr. Dantes, you did not intentionally assist. So yes, this part does not apply to you. However, targets could still sue for invasion of privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress, defamation if falsehoods were published, or seek injunctions or takedowns. You are only lucky the people who were complaining were only going to target the main guy, the cameraman. You had nothing to do with it. But there are still ethics problems with your own mindset. There are still mindset problems, all considering, with your own argument that you're under contract to hold a camera. Do you still want to hold back onto your own conscience that it was only just a contract? Do you simply want to hold into your own heart that it's only a contract? Do you not have any conscience, at all to be held responsible, at least at some point, at least to some degree? Can you not hold yourself responsible for the sake of your own sanity and for the sake of putting your own peace first? You've had problems before. Your family suffered a sexual abuse. Your own daughter got screwed. Have you ever for once tried to put parallels when it comes to those events, to events that are happening to you today, and understood that there's got to be a moral compass somewhere? Maybe back then you're not the aggressor, but here on BGC, at the end of March, at the end days of March 2025, you were still next to one. You were next to an aggressor. You were next to an offender. And you don't for once see that you have an ethics problem on this, that you have a mindset problem on this. You're just after the money. Still will definitely tell you the ends do not justify the means. You are just as involved with him, even if you're not directly involved with actually doing the public humiliations or annoyances. You are just as involved, regardless of the extent. Regardless of the extent. In regards to your argument, ethics/professional guidelines that work against, I was just under contract. That's your argument, right? Journalism/eyewitness video ethics stress consent, dignity, avoiding harm, and not amplifying abuse. Filming for profit while knowingly causing harm violates these norms. And there are also broadcast codes, such as the KBP broadcast code. I don't care if you're streaming to Kick. I don't care if you're streaming to other platforms. These same broadcast codes that make sure that mainstream media in the Philippines is more or less contained to a point and actually strict, and at least being objectively structured. These broadcast codes of the kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas, they condemn sensationalism and harm to community welfare. Commercial contract doesn't excuse breaching broadcast ethical standards. Now, there's no criminal prosecution for you, because either your lawyer actually worked the magic to make sure that you're fully offended, or there's really just no cause for prosecutors to place the actual charges against you of unjust vexation. Okay? The victims can seek damages and injunctions. They may have not chosen to do that to the cameraman because you do not have any special, you do not, Mr. Dantes, you do not have any special mentions. Even if they were angry at you, sure, the ones who were actually harassed at BGC, they got the power to do that, but they chose not to. They chose not to directly implicate you as a part of it. Even if you were seen there, you were only holding shit as cameraman, but the law, even if it is definitely lightly poking you, they're not going to be putting you in handcuffs. Actually, it is preferred you should be in handcuffs. You should be forcefully be put into court. You still have a problem with your ethics. You still have a problem with your mindset, bro. The way you actually conducted yourself. The way you conducted yourself, Mr. Christopher Dantes. It still isn't forgivable. No matter how many times you spin the story. How many times do you spin the story, huh? Sponsors, networks, and talent partners often sever ties for ethical breaches, even absent convictions. Maybe they haven't done it to you, but of course, you kept quiet, even lied to people, which is, I think, for you, is wise. Still, Legally, a contract that pays a cameraman does not automatically absolve him. There is still something that could hook you, Mr. Dantes, into crimes like what Vitaly has done, unjust vexation. Now, authorities appear to have recognized that by charging you with unjust vexation and lodging cybercrime-related complaints, precisely because mere payment or contract is not a legal or ethical shield if a cameraman knowingly participated in or facilitated wrongdoing. Whether it's a part of journalism or not, it's not, actually. We know that. Ethically, journalism and broadcaster standards plus platform policies all cut against I was just paid to film. So it's not an excuse if you're an IRL streamer's cameraman. You should have come forward. You should have come forward. So we've come to this point, dude. We've come to this point in which you still tell yourself that you were only under contract, and public opinion may have already absolved you in this. But let me just tell you again: how many times am I gonna have to tell you this again? You should never be absolved if you're actually involved with being a public annoyance. And even if you are not yourself a public annoyance now, you still played into it because of money. That, my friends, is what I considered corruption and being an accomplice to conspiracy for actions that are related to public annoyances. That might not be a well-rounded law by right there, or well-rounded law that is being violated, but it should be a charge. It should be a charge against Mr. Christopher Sly Kane Dantes. It really should be. The ethical problems that he has on I was being paid by contract, it doesn't hold up. It never does. Not with the scale of Vitaly's crimes here. No. Much as I want to actually believe that you were still under contract, you still have an ethical problem to solve. And it takes a while for people to forget that you have a mindset problem too. And you know what I think? I dare say it. I don't know if you paid hackers to actually do that for you, to delete your own YouTube, and then probably post a screenshot just in time for the actual stream to happen too, as you tell your chat that your YouTube channel has been deleted because of these hackers. But maybe you engineered it. Maybe you engineered it, Mr. Christopher Sly Kane Dantes. Maybe you engineered your YouTube channel to be deleted just because you don't want your dirty laundry exposed. I know people are going to actually see this as a completely bonkers theory, but it's still there. That theory is allowed to actually be up there. Unless someone is going to sue me, unless someone is going to come up right at my door to talk to me directly or hit me with a bat without any words, why should anyone even try to think against that statement, right? It makes sense. You could engineer your own removal of YouTube to make absolutely sure that no people pursue you. And Vitaly Zadorovetsky had stopped posting on YouTube in regards to his old life, right? And there are things in your YouTube that I did not see that may have been related to your life, right? Maybe instead of just removing those individual videos, maybe instead of just making sure that the YouTube is not touched, miraculously, the YouTube channel itself would be gone. And you actually claim it's hackers who actually did it. It would actually be really funny if you actually did click a link in a phishing email. It really would be actually funny, but it would be more believable that you engineered the deletion of your YouTube channel to make absolutely sure that people never dig any dirty laundry about you, regardless of what you lose. This is one theory I might keep in mind, or it might disappear. But I don't know. But to me, that's more believable.